Over the years browsing X, I've heard quite a few stories that are nearly identical to my grandpa's. Kinda discouraged me from sharing a story actually because I figured it would have just sounded stale. But oh well, here's a well-known story in my family. B grandpa, 12 years old or roundabouts, walked to and from school every day. Always cut across a ton of fields to get there. Fields are always empty after school. Makes for a lonely walk, travel in silence. Watching your feet as you go, just thinking. Hear your uncle's voice call your name. Look up. There's uncle on the side of the field about 10 feet away. He tells you to hurry home. Dinner's almost ready. Says to tell your mom, his sister, that he's sorry he won't be able to make it. He's gotta go somewhere. Yes, sir. You wave goodbye and uncle smiles at you as you go. Reach home. Dinner's ready. But mom and dad are quiet. Your uncle died this afternoon. Fell off his horse and broke his neck. Grandpa told the story to grandma. She told it to the rest of us. Grandpa only ever talked about it once in front of me. Said his uncle was a bit of a drinker. That day was the most sober I'd ever seen him, and I found it strange at the time. B probably 14 to 15. Have sleepover at friend's house. House is pretty old, creaky, and eerie. Everyone piles on friend's bed and goes to sleep. Wakes up suddenly. Suddenly felt like we weren't alone. Rolled over looking at the closet. Sees goddamn face in darkness. 2 eyes, lips and hair that look like the damn Grudge. Stays for 3 to 4 seconds before sliding back in the closet. Tries nudging friend but no luck. Freaking the fuck out but can't move due to fear. Literally stays awake until sunrise. Months later, we all go to see The Grudge when it came out. Freak out and run out of the movie followed by friend who are in tears. Everyone saw that freaking thing that night. Never slept over again. Nope.jpg. Really freaking tired one night. Get home and collapse on the sofa. I'm too tired to get in bed. Sleep soundly. Crash. Fell off the sofa. God, I feel like shit. Something feels incredibly off. I look around. That's not my sofa. Realize I'm in a completely different house. Instantly fucking freeze up in fear. How the fuck am I here? Could I have stumbled into the wrong house? How did I even get in? What if I was abducted? Calm down and decide to explore the house. Why the fuck I decided on this and didn't just leave, I'll never know. The house looks old and abandoned. Doesn't look like anyone's lived here for a while. Keep hearing noises you'd expect from an old rundown house. Think I keep seeing someone in my peripheral vision. Hear a door creak open. It wasn't open before. I'm freaking terrified at this point. Questions are racing through my mind, but I'm not getting any answers. Sprint out of the house. Every shadow is a potential threat. I'm outside on the street and calming down now that I'm out of there. Start laughing from relief. I'm such a freaking idiot. Hear knocking. What? Turn around. Can't see a thing. Knocking again. Turn back to the house. Dark figure standing at the window. Waves at me. Nope.jpg.exe.avi rmvb. I swear to God this is a true story. I've never felt so freaking terrified in my life. I probably stumbled into the wrong house and encountered a squatter. Be very young, 5 or 6, on a family vacation across the pond to England, taking a tour of some very old medieval ruins. Wander off to, I don't know, do toddler stuff. Come across an ancient well with a heavily rusted metal grate covering the opening. A couple of rusted ladder rungs attached to the outside. Enchanted with my discovery, proceed to throw rocks and grass and stuff through the grate. From down below. Hello? The voice is quiet, clearly female and clearly English. Jump. But otherwise think nothing of the situation, as children are wont to do. Me. Hi. The well. It's so nice to see you. What is your name? Tell the voice my name and return the question. The voice responds with a name that I can never remember. The well. It really is nice to meet you, Anon. I never get to see anyone anymore. Me. Why not? The well. I'm stuck. Me. How come? The well. I fell here a long time ago. I think someone might have pushed me. Start to notice a sloshing sound at the bottom of the well. Not tall enough to see over the edge, but it sounds quite far to the bottom. Me. Okay. I'll go tell my mommy and we can help you come out. Sloshing stops. The well. No, please don't go away. I'm scared. It's hard for me to stay here. I try to ask why she's scared a couple of times. Can't remember getting a straight answer. Instead, I like you. Do you like me? I say that I do, but starting to get nervous. Childhood notwithstanding. The well. It's dark and lonely down here, but it doesn't ever change. There are places we can go. We can make things. Scared but curious, begin to clamber up the iron rungs to see over the edge of the well. The well. I've been lonely for a long time. You can help me. My eyes clear the edge of the well in time to see the metal grate slowly swing open of its own accord, hinges squealing. Nope.jpg. Fall off the well. Tear off across the ruins looking for mommy. Behind me. Splashing. Metal squeaking. Screaming. Nope, 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 nope. I work with a woman from Hong Kong. Call her Rachel. Rachel used to live with her older sister for a while. Older sister's husband worked every day. Her older sister worked too. Rachel stayed home. Occasionally, she would see sister's husband walk from one room to another, always while he was at work. She would check the room she saw him go into and it would be empty. Told older sister. She's seen it too. Says it's a double. Sister tells Rachel not to talk about it. It's bad luck. They still see the double regularly. Rachel told me this, but she kinda struggles with English. She didn't use the word double, but it seems like a good word for it. She said lots of people see these things and they all kinda ignore it. I'm really glad you wrote this down because it reminded me that one of my friends had a pretty similar experience. Here's the story. Be my friend. In high school in Homer, Alaska in the 1980s. Being kinda friends with this weird girl in class. She keeps talking about how her brother's double is so annoying. What.jpg? Ask her if she means his twin. Does he have a twin? She says no. She means his double. Proceeds to tell my friend about how she sees her brother in two places at once and also interacts with him. Like she walks into the kitchen and her brother is there eating cereal. Then she walks to the living room through the only pathway and there is her brother watching TV. She says she can talk to both of them and they behave similarly. Although the double only appears at her house, only difference is that the double likes playing pranks. Apparently the double likes to hide in weird places, like in her closet or in the kitchen cabinets or under the couch, and jump out and scare her. My friend is thoroughly WTFing at this point. He also doesn't believe her at all and thinks it's complete bullshit because this girl is totally into spirits and Ouija, and is almost talking about communing with the dead and third eyes and other stuff that make her story suspect. Plus, she's told him a lot of other ghost stories at this point and they all sounded like total bullshit. But this one is different because she isn't scared and she didn't frame it as a ghost story or even a cult. It was just part of her life. Flash forward like 20 years. Currently living in Washington. Traveled back to Homer for some family event. I don't remember what he said. At the Anchorage airport, my friend runs into that girl's brother. They recognize each other from high school and catch up a bit, and he learns that the brother is also coming into town to visit and that his sister will also be there. Say goodbye to each other after they collect baggage, and my friend makes a note to look up that girl he was friends with in high school since she'll actually be in town. Get to Homer after a several-hour drive. The next day, he goes to her house to say hi. Very small town, he remembers where her folks lived. They catch up since they haven't really talked since high school. My friend casually mentions that he saw her brother at the airport and asked if he was busy and when he'd be coming back. The girl looks at him all confused. Huh? Explains that her brother is coming to visit but that he won't be back for another 3 days because it was hard finding a flight from Colorado and back. What.jpg? My friend suddenly remembers all that shit this girl told him about her brother's double back in high school. Shitsbricks.png. After that, I think they talked about it for a bit and the girl said she hadn't seen the double since high school and had kind of forgotten about it, but seemed to take it in stride and find it funny and said something like glad to hear he's still kicking around up there. Nothing else happened regarding that, but kinda a lot like your story. This happened a few years ago when I lived in Tennessee. Driving home from Memphis to Nashville. Be about 3 a.m. Halfway home, I realized I forgot to get gas. Take exit with scant hope that I'll find a gas station that's open. Drive about 10 miles and come upon a Sunoco. Pull up to pump. Ding ding. Attendant runs out from the garage and promptly begins fueling my car. Feeling pretty confused since full-service gas stations are rare, and one being open this late is flat out weird. Attendant starts making small talk with me. I mention how odd it is that they're open at this time of night. His demeanor changes from affable to wary. Things get silent and awkward. That'll be $19. Hand him my debit card. He stares at it puzzled. What am I supposed to do with this? Explain I have no cash, only debit card. He just stares at me. Well, don't worry about it, this one's on the house. Thank him, and get back on the highway. 2 weeks later, I'm passing back through the area. Get off at the same exit. Follow road to where the gas station was, intending to pay for the gas I got and thank them for being so helpful. Pull into lot. The place is dilapidated. Looks like it's been abandoned for about 30 years. Get super creeped out and head back for the highway. Had a family member that had one of these experiences. Sodak 1990s. Stormy night. Lightning illuminates what would have been a completely dark landscape. Father is driving out to visit grandmother and help out on the farm. Storm gets fierce. Can't see good enough to drive. Unfortunately, he's still ways from the farm, but he's also a good distance away from anything. Literally anything, just miles and miles of flat prairie. Through the heavy rain, lightning illuminates a windmill overlooking a small barn off on the right. My dad thanks his luck and pulls off the road to take shelter from what he assumes is going to be a nasty hailstorm. Waits for lightning to illuminate windmill. Sure enough, crack. He takes off for the shelter of the barn. Once inside the barn, he hunkers down. Storm gets worse. Ends up sleeping on the floor, safe from the hailstorm erupting outside. Morning the next day, car windows blown in by hail. Had he been in the car, he would have taken a beating. Brushes glass off the driver's seat and pushes on towards grandmother's. Helps in whatever. Talk to my grandmother about the barn. What barn? She says. The one just west of here on the right side of the road. Oh, you must have been mistaken. There's nothing in that direction till Pierre. Sure as shit on the way back home, my dad passes where the barn should have been. Only a foundation stands. A few smashed pictures of a couple long dead rot in a pile of rubble. Did some research. Found that the owners of the barn died in 1956, when the barn collapsed in a snowstorm. Be me, 19 years old, 2010. Friend calls me to go pick him up from class so we can chill. Stop by gas station to use his food stamp card to buy snacks. He suggests we chill at the cemetery behind the school until it's time to drop him off back to class. Cemetery is very old and has rumors of witchcraft taking place at night. Middle of the day, so no worries there. Enter the driveway and pull over at the outskirts of the cemetery to not bother the bereaved visiting loved ones. Eat chips and talk for a while. Something hits my Suburban in the rear and launches me forward. Lights turn on inside. We both get out thinking someone rear-ended us. No one behind us and no other vehicle in sight. We look at each other in disbelief. Get back in the vehicle and continue eating chips till it was time to leave. Me and my friends still talk about it till this day. Are these stories fact or fiction? You decide.